Fuck me, catching mama cutty. But we know that you keep. These nerves are ready.
Alright guys, so everybody wanted me to make this update video on the Jaws build. I am pretty happy with the Jaws build right now. I would say it's not the best PvE weapon right now. Probably right now the shrapnel build is still gonna beat Jaws. And for PvP, I would say Jaws is joint first with Frost as well. We have changed this to crit rate because we need crit rate. Crit rate is essential for this build. So we got almost a full set of Lone Wolf. Sadly, I didn't have enough for this hat, but it is very, very powerful right now. It has a tier 4 Falcon. But it doesn't really matter right now because it only adds crit rate and crit damage when you actually get a kill. So full set of Lone Wolf here, and I have a Bastille Pants, which is when HP is above 70%, weapon damage plus 10. The way Unstable Bomber works is, so the more crit chance you have, the more likely it is that you trigger Unstable Bomber. Unstable Bomber triggers a blast damage, which depending on your psi intensity, which is a little thing at the armor, depending on your psi intensity and your damage, it will go up. It doesn't really have an explosion distance. So here's all my math here. After I trigger Unstable Bomber and then I reload, I do it right now. I reload. It goes up to 76%. So with the Shaman armor, I get a plus 35% crit rate when triggering an Unstable Bomber. And I also get a plus 25% crit rate with the Jaws itself after triggering an Unstable Bomber. If you go down here, it's actually right here, which is really weird. And they also got bonus damage here. I don't know why it can't just go into crit rate, but yeah, so this is added. So 25% added to 76% is 101%. And I can get my crit rate can be maxed at 172. And that could go even higher if I get 2 kills. That would go up to 184. And my crit rate is already maxed, so the 14% that the Lone Wolf gives you after a kill wouldn't even matter. So this is the mods I have right now. I was thinking about going for a Fateful Strike, but the weak spots are actually really good. So I think this is just gonna do less damage, and this mod is really, really good. So it increases the fire rate by 10% for the first 50% of the magazine. And then after the next 50%, your weapon damage goes up by plus 30%, which is insane. Plus 30% is crazy. If this give you a weak spot, I think this would actually be worth it, but it's just not. And then we got the mask, which is point detonation. When an Unstable Bomber hits one enemy, Unstable Bomber final damage plus 25%. It's kind of worded badly, but it just means when it hits an enemy, it goes up by 25%. I got really bad attributes for this one because I cannot get a better one of this. This one is also very hard to farm, even harder than the other one. But you would need crit rate, crit damage here for the attributes. And for the pants, we got Deadshot. Deadshot is really, really good. And it gives us each crit hit, it goes up by plus 5% for crit damage, and that will go up to 45%. And this will be removed upon next reload. I got pretty good attributes there. The gloves, you could use crit amplifier, it doesn't really matter. This would still be, it would be like 97% crit rate. So it should be over 100 if you get bullseye, but it's up to you. I just got really lucky with this attribute and I put it on because it's got 12% crit damage, so I basically get it back anyway. And then the last one is slow and steady. This one is worded really weirdly. I don't really understand it. So it says plus 10 weapon and is it and status damage? Well, I guess it's comma status damage. So you get weapon and status? I don't know. And then it says damage plus 10 additionally. What does that mean? Does it mean two of them? Like the weapon and the status damage? I have no idea. No idea what that means. And if that is the case, where it just does 20% of all damage, basically, then slow and steady is just much better than covered advance, because it has plus 20 damage, but then it has like you can't take any damage and it's for 30 seconds. So I don't know what the hell they were thinking with this mod, if this mod is actually correct, because the slow and steady is just better. I don't know. Oh, and my weapon is pretty bad as well. For every 1% crit rate. This is dropped from Trent. I also put all the text on screen for where it's dropped. These are for the new phase 3 on hard mode. When it gets a master mode, then you will get better attributes again. LE Labs will be very good to grind. So for every 1% crit rate, so basically what this means is all the crit rate we have right now, which is 41, would transfer all to unstable bomber damage, which is bonkers. So at the end, I think it'd be like 101. I don't know if it even goes to 101. It'd be 50% more damage with unstable bomber. So you just have to use this mod because it's really good. It's probably like a 1% drop rate, I think. Accessories I have on Jaws. I went with range. I don't like the Midas's mobility, but that's the way it is. I don't know. Nothing I can do about that. Might be better to switch if you were doing PvP. Alright, so let's go to the damage. We should be getting a lot of damage. So I'll do a damage test here. No buffs apart from the slow and steady and dead shot and everything else. No food buffs. I go 32. And then we'll do it with getting the 8 and then reloading. 50-ish. Almost 50. Did I keep this or not? No, it just goes away. Alright, we'll go, we'll do Deviant. We'll get the 8 stacks again. So at the corner of the screen you see this like circle with a spike. That is the Lone Wolf. Oh my god, I'm not aiming. I was looking at the screen. That is the Lone Wolf armor set. So if you do Deviant right now, make sure to get this procced. You get to like 60, that's pretty good. Without it, we'll get like 40 probably. Yeah. To get to 60, we don't need to roll anymore. Thank you for pointing out in the last video. In the beta, you had to roll to get damage, but not anymore. All you do is reload. Rolling does it still gives you resistance, so that's about it. So now we'll try everything and bullseye. So I didn't really talk much about the crossbow. So this crossbow, it gives us bullseye, and Bullseye is a perk where it marks a target and it gives vulnerability to the target. It weakens the target. So for 12 seconds, the target is weakened, and then you just do more damage. You switch your jaws, and then you just do 20 or more than 20%. It says it gives a 30% crit rate, but I don't think this is true. I don't know. I've looked at the stats and they do not go up at all. So I don't know why it says this. So you have to hit a weak spot for the crossbow to work. I do have a mod on here which gives another +8 vulnerability. So it gives 12 vulnerability, and then it gives another 8% because of the mod I have. So these are my cradles. I have hand cannon, deviant, so +50%. This is +20%. These don't matter. These are just open slots. Weapon damage +25% when switching weapons or reloading. After hitting a weak spot, +20% status damage. This one doesn't matter. And after reloading, instant damage, +25% unstable bomber. So the way to do the most DPS is to reload and then have a deviant, which gives you +50%, and then hit a weak spot and then make sure to reload. So this one right here is only usable on bosses. So only the Great One bosses, Monolith bosses, and none of the other bosses, like Trent or something, like I showed in the start of the video, where you throw a Molotov or any tactical item, and then you just have +25% damage. With reloading, we go to we're on 50. Yeah, 50. Alright, and then we'll try everything. I have 70. Yeah, it's pretty good DPS. I'm pretty happy with that DPS, honestly. It's huge. And I would try it with a dog. Which dog is here? The dog is really, really powerful. I don't think you can get higher than this right now. Even in hard, maybe you can get to level 3, I don't know. But depending on the level, the skill rating, you'll get a higher percent here. But basically the dog gives you a 27% increase on all weapon damage, which is just bonkers. So yeah, the dog is really powerful. This is the only one that really outbeats the slime, but the slime is still really amazing. I mean, I don't know, it's kind of hard to beat the slime really. But for if you're doing PvP, I don't know, maybe. Boom! That's massive DPS. I got a 90k there. That's huge. Alright, so I've got both of these food items, Stargazer Pie and Whimsical Drink. This one gives 25% crit damage, 25% status damage. With the Sheepsaurus, it should give 46% each. So, yeah, it should be bonkers damage. So let me do this right now. Let me make it. Alright. We'll do about Deviant actually. How much damage we get. Yeah, that makes sense. I did do a test with precision versus rapid shot style, and I still think that rapid style is better because precision would be good, but sadly it's only 40% range, which is only like 17 more range. It should be 40 range, and then I would say then I would say yeah, precision would be better. But because it's only like 17 more range, it doesn't even matter. Like if it was max range, then maybe it would matter. If you're like fighting like Trent or something, like or very very far away, like in PvP, then maybe it would matter. But because it's just not enough range, it's just not even worth it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I did actually test it, and it just wasn't better. You just get more DPS with rapid shot. And so my final thoughts on this build. I'm still gonna use it. I love using Jaws. Do I think it needs a nerf? Probably does need a nerf. For PvP, I do think it is a bit too strong for being a pistol. But for PvE, I think it's perfectly balanced because, I mean, it's still getting beat by Shrapnel. So, and it's always been first place to being the best weapon in the game. For my next video, I'll hopefully be doing new builds. I'll try to do the Doombringer shotgun. That looks really promising, and I don't think anybody else has done the video on it, so that'll be an interesting video. I need to get like a lot more Starcrim though. It will be in Phase 4. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Goodbye.